I'm looking for my black lines. This is the one I need to cut on. I'm just cutting on the left side of my line, but on the line. Remember these corners I was telling you about? I'm gonna try to just make them pretty. See there? It's all perfect. Same thing over here. A little hard to see, but I can see them fine. Just take your time. Discard the scrap. Starting to like a window now. I want to just, you know, round up all my corners. Don't want anything to peel up. I don't like sharp edges. Let's go to this one over here. These are on the bottom. They don't have to be as pretty. But this one I like to make pretty because it's visible. That looks pretty good. Looks like it's done by. Now I'm going to put these a little above me. So I don't want to cut into my work area right now. And watch what I do. I know that this is the side I cut out on the passenger side. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on the passenger side of the car. Just kind of spread it out. This one's I'm sorry, that's the driver's side. This one's the passenger side. And I'm going to put it on the passenger side. Now I can do two more. Same drill. Go over to my 15%. Cut my length. This is a 20-inch roll I'm cutting from. It's going to give me plenty of tint to work with. Notice how I'm being very repetitive here. That's a habit. Release liner faces the glass. I'm going to go ahead and wet it. I'm going to get my hand on my tape measure. Come back to measure again. 30 inches. Pull it down, 15%. I'm already going to get ready to straighten everything up and sandwich it together so we can cut this pattern out the same way. Pretty soon you look up and you got all these patterns cut out. That's when it starts getting fun.
Ralph, you're at 16 minutes now.
Okay. It's not bad. I'm about to have all the patterns on everything cut out in less than 20 minutes. Making some decent time. See how they still slide with this squeegee, so I gotta come back and do it a little bit harder. I don't want this tint to slide. You start getting this tint sliding on you, and it messes up your patterns, and sometimes you can make a 2-for-1 mistake if you're not careful. We're not gonna let that happen in this video, or try to not do it anytime. Okay, this is real time. It can be done. Less than 20 minutes, I believe I can have patterns cut out and do a lot of talking. Okay, same thing, everything's covered. Take my little hard card. I'm gonna just secure the film. I'm reaching for my Sharpie. I like black. Sometimes I use a green one. Everybody wants to use black, but if I buy green, nobody uses it. Roll it down about a couple inches, wherever's comfortable for you and doesn't cause any trouble. I like to secure the film along the edge that I'm about to cut. This makes a better cut. I'm going to kind of pop my blade in at the end, try to get as much left or right as I can. Start tearing the excess away so I can see what's going on. Okay, this one I got some more cutting to do on an angle, which is fine. I'll kind of chip away at it. These are straight lines, so I can take a ruler and straighten them out to get that little angle there. And over here, I'm going to finish up my cut. Just remember, you can make them pretty all you want. You know, I'm gonna just do this one more time because I can make this look a little better. I got a different angle here, so I can make it a little bit more, is that a word, more pretty? Alright, now my Sharpie's getting a little bit low, so I gotta be careful, make sure my lines show up. Okay, let's take it to the board. And guess what? We're gonna do it again. I'm gonna get my ruler, get my Olfa knife. We're gonna make a good clean cut. Discard the waste. And we're gonna pretty it up. I believe I can do it the rest of it freehand. These are 2 sandwich pieces of film, so I'm definitely get the 2-for-1 deal here on the pattern cut. Each window. Sure to save a lot of time. This is a method that I actually hadn't been using for a long time. I just didn't think this was the best way to do it. But once you learn the tricks, there's just no way I would even understand why anybody wouldn't do this. Just letting you know, there's a lot of methods out there. I'm not saying my way is the best. This way is the way that makes us the most money because it's fast, it's thorough, it looks good. There's the whole car except for the back window. Okay, let's go ahead and turn the key off for a minute. Let's just go ahead and get the back window shrunk out. Take that stuff, looks like it's dry. I always try to save the battery. Let's see, I've got an old paper towel in my pocket. I'm going to wet it just with some water. You'll see what I'm about to do. I'm going to use this for 2 things. My first little initial moisture spot. I'll throw it up there where I can get to it in a minute. I'm going to use it again. I'm going to measure my window from left to right. It's 48 inches. I'm going to come over here to my larger roll, 40-inch roll here. And I'm going to roll down 48 inches. Cut it from left to right. I buy it so I can find out which way the release line is facing. I'm going to carefully walk it over here to the car. I'm going to lay it out by myself. Okay. Now, I'm going to do a rough cut. I just want to make sure I have enough film so that I can begin heat molding. I'll come back and do a final cut. It's kind of a quick step. You don't have to move this fast. I've just done this so many times. Just want to get rid of this piece from the bottom. Okay. Now, you know, I am using a stainless steel blade. If I was using a carbon blade right now, I would risk cutting the glass. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on this blade. That's why you see me not cutting through it very well. Now I'm going to come back to my little paper towel that I threw up on top of the car there, and I'm going to finish my H pattern. I'm going to do it on both sides so that I can squeegee it. I want to secure this film now. It's on there like I want, and I don't want it to move. I'm going to work my fingers or slack in the film from top to bottom evenly. If I put too much at the bottom or too much at the top, then that's going to be a little bit too much for me to handle with a heat gun. So I don't want to over melt this film and cause a crease. Now I have a heat gun extension cord. I've got 2 of them. I'm just going to get one ready for over here. Is there one Okay, I've already got one set up for me. This is, what is it, Charles? This is real world tint.
That's it, baby.
This is nothing. My helper didn't set my heat gun in the right place. We're gonna dock his pay. Doesn't work that way.
All right, Ralph doesn't have a helper, folks.
Yeah, that's the joke. I'm gonna go ahead and just get this shrunk out. I'm gonna try to keep the cord from touching the car. That's always a good thing to do. These black cars especially, you can drag a cord across one and you can see the scratches real easy, and that never goes over well. You know, you've seen our detailed videos on heat molding. You think you might know what's going on here. I'm just slowly working the film with a paper towel. I like to use paper. I could use my hand. It starts to burn me and causes me discomfort, so we're using this paper towel. Hey Charles, how much?
Ralph, you're at 25 minutes.
25 minutes, and we're getting on to where we've got all the patterns cut out and heat molded. Well, that's I think we're doing good. I think we're right on the money where we want to be. Nothing unusual about this window. The level of difficulty seems to fit into with the, most of the newer four-door cars you see out on the streets today. Hey Charles, tell them how we picked this car. You know how we picked this? Do you even know how we picked this car?
I sure don't, Ralph. Tell us all about it.
We picked this car because it's the next one in line. It was here when you got here to help me film and set everything up. And so this is the one we used. And like I say, I was kind of hoping, we'd have a Honda Accord, and I was hoping we'd have a Toyota Camry, but you can't predict which car is going to come in the door. And I'm kind of glad this car showed up because, we sell or show people how to use techniques, and the techniques is what we want you to apply to what comes in your door. And with our techniques, you should be able to tint anything. Doesn't matter what the car is. It's got glass. It has curves. You got the tools and the knowledge. You can tint it. I'm not even sure, what I've got to do inside this car with this brake light. I'm going to get to that when I get to it. I just know that I've got to get this film molded to the glass before we can even put it on. So first things first.